Tony Khan has apologised for comments he made on last night's AEW media call. Original Full Gear 2021 plans have been revealed, and Trish Stratus has responded to Sasha Banks' call-out. Stay tuned. So, lots to take away from last night's AEW media call, but the thing that has got people talking more than pretty much anything else are some of Tony Khan's comments regarding women's wrestling. And these have caused a little bit of controversy. He's since come out and actually apologised for the way that he dealt with this question and the answer given. So, during the call, he was asked by Ella J about potential plans for an all-women's event, similar to NWA's Empower event, which took place in August, obviously. And Tony Khan cut her off and said as much as well. He responded, I'm going to cut off your question right there because I don't think I get enough credit for what I did for the NWA show, because a good number of the people that wrestled on the NWA show were wrestlers that I sent and paid. So I do think I contributed, because the highest paid wrestlers on that show were actually the people that I paid separately from what they already make in AEW to go and wrestle on that show. And I don't think they did a very good job of telling people that, even though it was in the deal that we did. I wish they told more people, because it was one of the points I made when we closed. I said it would be nice if you told people that I'm paying the wrestlers coming in, because that's a big contribution from me, if that makes sense. So I did pay the wrestlers for that show. It's kind of like when you pay for a dinner and nobody thanks you. So that was one thing, but I've really been making a big effort this year to grow and improve our women's division, and I think that I've made a lot of strides with our women's division this year as a company.
You know what really shows you care about women's wrestling? Wanting to be acknowledged for, paying for a show and, wanting to make it all about you.
Yeah, it was a foolish way. It was a foolish way.
What are NWA supposed to do? Come out and go, thank you to Tony Khan for paying all our talent. Like, what are they going to do? Like,
I guess if that's the deal that they had, maybe they should have acknowledged it.
Yeah, I mean,
but it was a tone-deaf answer, is the point, isn't it? And I think he realises as much, because Ella J has since tweeted, Tony Khan and I have resolved today's media call incident privately, and he apologised. Thank you to all who brought awareness to today's discussion. It's just not just answer the question. Say, no, there are no plans at the moment, but maybe something in the future. Don't just go, you know what? When people, I pay for dinner and they don't.
It's like, it's not. Answering that question is waiting to get on a bus. Tony's answer was jumping out in front of the bus to get it to stop.
Really foolish. Really foolish. So it doesn't look like there are any plans for an all-women's AEW pay-per-view.
No, not yet.
But stay tuned. Hey, maybe this will light a fire under him, and he'll be like, you know what?
Yeah, it's about time.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Moving on, AEW Full Gear, fast approaching. And we've got the original plans for Cody Rhodes. So obviously he is in the tag match. He's going to be teaming up with Pac to face Malachi Black and Andrade at Full Gear this Saturday. But that wasn't the original plan. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, Rhodes, Pac, Andrade and Black were actually initially going to work a four-way. It wasn't going to be a tag match. However, in the end this was changed, with the decision likely made around the time of the first Rhodes-Pac team-up angle. I mean, it's going to be a great match, and actually it's a match, the four-way match. Just let's see what Cody does on the night, right? Because he might be a right bastard and scummy.
Yeah, he might. Like, he can do anything, can't he? So
yeah,
it's sort of, there's many ways this can go, but
it wouldn't surprise me if we still get that four-way match.
Yeah,
at all. We'll see. I think it's going to be an interesting one for Cody on.
Yeah, for sure.
On the night.
And if not, they can all team up, because that lovely little stable name you came up with there was great. Even though it was just all their surnames.
Oh, yeah.
Cody, Black, Andrade, and Pac.
Rolls off the tongue nicely. Sticking with AEW, Tony Khan confirming plans for a TNT special in early 2022 called Battle of the Belts. It's not Clash of Champions. It's different. It's different, all right?
It's just a small amount.
Just obviously you couldn't call it that. WWE own the copyright, but it's basically going to be that. On the Full Gear media call, this was. That same week when we launched Dynamite on TBS, we'll have Rampage on TNT, and then we'll have the first ever Battle of the Belts in AEW. Stay tuned for more info on that. 2022, we're going to start it in a very big way. It's going to be the first of 4 specials, and it'll be around an hour long. I think it's really cool. I'm looking forward to it. It goes without saying. And yeah, I mean, this has been rumoured for a little while.
It has been, and there's also, Khan mentioned that when Dynamite goes across, it might receive a presentation change. So we might see like a new stage setup. We might see a new way of kind of how Dynamite looks, which is, it's always exciting when a show rebrands.
It's one thing that
I hope they get just a big screen. and just a flat, and then just
Stop
these
I
ring
don't mind-
posts
I
that
don't
you
mind
kind of
it.
put your arms around.
I'm not going to slag it off because I generally, not the camera cuts and all that, but I
Yeah.
like WWE's presentation. And it's one thing initially that, because I've been so sort of, I'm so accustomed to WWE's way of presenting wrestling that production value is so important to me that when AEW first kicked off, I was like, oh man, this looks a bit washed out. I don't know, it's not as vibrant as WWE stuff. And it's something that they've improved on. And so if they're going to make further improvements, then that's cool with me. Next up, Trish Stratus responding to Sasha Banks, calling her out. She's been angling for a match with Stratus for a while, and it looks like Trish might just be game should she decide to come out of retirement. We all know she can still go. She had the match, and it was class, wasn't it? She was speaking with Vibe 105 Sports, saying she's an amazing athlete. People sort of fantasize about that match because we had a little bit of a face-to-face when I went back for the Women's Royal Rumble, and who knows, that is appealing to me. I think she's a fantastic athlete. She's brought so much to the company and elevated women in the industry from what she's done, and I think fans would love to see that. I'd love to whoop her butt and prove how I'm the best, and you know, stuff like that. Great trash talk. Stuff like that. Things like that. I've been
out of this loop for a bit. I can't just come up with it on the spot anymore.
So to close off our conversation, let's leave it with that little button and say perhaps one day if I decide to go back to the ring, I might have to deliver a little Stratusfaction to the bank. To the boss. There you go. She messed up at the end. To the bank boss. The boss of the bank.
The boss bank.
Nat West. Anyway, right.
Branch manager.
It's a match that I'd like to see.
Yeah.
I loved seeing the match with Charlotte at SummerSlam. I thought it was really, really fun. And Sasha deserves a match with one of the people she grew up watching.
Plus, it tends to just be male legends over and over again. There are women's legends that could come back and really
it's
do
more
some good
often
stuff.
that,
like, remember Victoria coming back was such a kind of whoa.
That's it. We see him in the Rumble for 30 seconds, but it's more rare to get a legend coming back for a proper match. So I'd be well up for this. Lio Rush. Next, addressing his backstage reputation rumours. So in WWE, it was reported time and time again that he had a bit of a bad reputation backstage. That he wasn't very fun to deal with.
Difficult was the word used quite a lot, I think.
So he made an appearance on the Getting Better with Ron Funches podcast, addressing those rumours, saying there was a lot of rumours that came out about me. The only thing to kind of compare that or see if there was any truth was the person that they were seeing on camera or on TV. I've always been kind of a guarded person. I remember one of the rumours that I was pretty problematic backstage, or that I was arguing with Finn Balor or whatever, and I always just thought it was so crazy because I'm one of the quietest people ever. I just saw how politics worked, and I was always brought up to be honest and be just me, and I think that is what intimidated a lot of people. I guess, you know, if you don't buy into the politics and you kind of, you know, you do what you got to do, but you don't jump through all the hoops that sometimes come with, you know, wrestling politics. Then maybe it might rub people the wrong way. Finn seems like the most laid-back guy ever as well.
So it's just a bit like we weren't there, we don't know what really happened.
That's it. Make up your own minds. There were a lot of people, and a lot of people have since come out and talked about Lio Rush and sort of said that, these problems did exist. So make your mind up. I mean, he's somebody that has clearly grown both as a performer and a person. Everything that I've sort of read about him and heard from him, he seems like he's definitely on the right path. So.
I want to hear from Sin Cara next about the bus incident. Go on, Sin Cara.
Finishing off, just sending our best again. We did it at the end of the last video, sending our best to The Undertaker, who has to go undergo some surgery pretty soon. But add Jazz and Devon Dudley to the list of ex-WWE stars currently dealing with health issues. So Jazz, via the Two-Man Power Trip Wrestling podcast, disclosed that she can only be booked in tag matches for her 2022 retirement tour due to the state of her knees. Currently working as a producer for the NWA, of course, so we send Jazz our best, and Devon get the tables. Dudley, via his own Table Talk podcast, saying that he has multiple bulging discs in his middle and lower back and that his spine has shifted and is now touching nerves. He's working as a backstage producer for WWE, of course. So he's going to have surgery in the near future to fix those issues.
Fingers crossed.
Sending our best to Jazz and Devon Dudley. Sending our best to you. Take care of yourselves. We will see you in a bit. Goodbye.